So I am officially a full-time content creator and freelancer. I quit my job a little bit over a month ago. It was on July 4th. And I kind of mentioned this in my last video if you want to check that out. But I wanted to make a full video about it. I wanted to talk about my story, like how I got to this point, why I decided to quit my job, and just the whole journey, because it's been a long journey. And I think it could help people out there who are thinking about quitting their job and they don't know how, because I've been there. Or maybe this could also serve as some motivation, because there was times that I wanted this, but I didn't think I could actually do it. And it's kind of crazy now that, I'm a little bit over a month in and I'm doing this. Things are going well. I know it's still early, but I'm actually here. You know how sometimes like you dream about something, or you want something so bad and then you get it, and then it feels weird. It's like you don't even know how to feel about it, and it doesn't even seem real. That's the stage that I'm at right now. Like, I don't even think it's really just hit me yet. So the first thing I want to get into is why I quit my job. So I was working security. It was actually the longest that I had a job. I think I was there for going on about 10 years, which is a long time for me. Like I said, the longest that I've been with the company. Before that, I would say it was the military, which I served for 5 years. This is something that I wanted to do for years. It's something that I got that idea in my mind, and I've pretty much been working towards it. So it's not like I just randomly quit my job. It's something that it was a goal that I had, and I've been working towards that goal for, I would say, the past, like really working at it, I would say like the past 5 to 6 years. And the main reason I quit is because I always knew that I wanted more. Like, there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. Obviously, up to this point, I've been working a regular job, and I think you can learn a lot. It teaches you work ethic, structure, all those things. Like, I've taken so much from my jobs, military, security, all the jobs that I've done. But I always wanted more. I've always had that thought in my head, like, I want more than this. Like, this can't be the rest of my life of just working for someone else, right? Not for me personally. It's just I wanted more from myself. I felt like I could do more, and I wanted to live in my purpose and truly be doing something that I'm passionate about, or it's very purposeful and it gives me fulfillment, right? Like, I didn't really get that from my security job, to be honest. I was just doing it because of, it paid the bills, the benefits, and, it was a reliable check that I would get every 2 weeks, which is probably what most people do jobs for, and they don't really like the job. I know some people love their jobs, but a lot of people don't like their job. Let's be real. So yeah, I wanted more from myself. Obviously, the time aspect, like I work 12-hour shifts. That's 12 hours out of my day just gone, right? And not complaining, but that's half the day, right? And I would still, I have my side hustles and all that. Y'all have seen that outside of my job, but it was a struggle sometimes. I'd be super tired. It was like working two jobs pretty much, because I had my regular job and then all these side hustles. I mean, I was putting in some hours when we were doing photography. I was doing YouTube. I was doing offering services, freelance services. Like, that's a lot to be doing on top of just a regular job. So yeah, just wanted more for myself, the time freedom to be able to have more time to put energy into the things that I truly want to do and living out my purpose. Obviously being able, not constrained by the job as far as hours. Like, I would miss a lot of my son's games and, stuff with my family and my wife because of the job, which a lot of us do. But, I like the idea of being able to work for myself, and I can work when I choose to work. Like, I do a lot of my work at night because that's when I want to do it. And I can do that because I work for myself. I couldn't do that, with my regular 9 to 5 job. And another reason why I quit and played a big part of that is I seen the potential of what I could do if I got that time back and was able to put that time into what I was already doing as far as content creation, freelancing, photography, all these little side hustles that I had. I knew that these things had a lot of potential because I was doing them on the side. And with a lot of that stuff, I would make so much money with just like an hour of work, 30 minutes of work, a couple hours of work. And I'm like, man, like compared to my job, it wasn't even a comparison. So it opened up my eyes to the potential of how much I could actually make outside of my job. And just for me, just seeing that it was possible and that I could make money, like legit money outside of work. Because before that, and a lot of people kind of have it in their mind, they think that work and just the traditional thing that we're taught of working a 9 to 5 is the only way that they can make money. So seeing that just really opened up my eyes to what's possible. And I knew I could do it because I was already doing it. You know, maybe I wasn't making as much as I wanted to make, but maybe it wasn't as consistent, but still just the potential was there. And I knew that if I could get that time back and put everything into those side hustles, I knew that I could make it work. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the journey and just how I got here because it's been a crazy ride, a crazy journey. But before I get into that, if any of y'all work for yourselves, you're full-time content creator, just full-time anything working for yourself, leave me a comment and let me know. I would love to know if some of y'all are doing this type of creative work full-time and how it's been going for you and how, just a little bit of your story. I would love to hear some of y'all's stories if you've been, you've made this transition like me. All right, y'all, so let's talk about the journey. And I think this is where a lot of people get stuck who want to work for themselves and be entrepreneurs and stuff like that. It's like, how do I actually get there? And that's something that I was stuck in for so long. It's like, how do I do this? And not just how do I do it, but how do I do it consistently? Like, this is something that I have to consistently make money, right? I can't just be making money 1 month and then 2 months I'm not making no money. Like, I have a family, we have a house, I have bills, healthcare, all this stuff, right? So it's like, that was just one part of the battle. It's like, how do I do it? And then how do I do it consistently? But anyways, I got a little bit off topic. I'm just going off the top. No bullet points or anything. But let's go back. Let's take it back to how I got here and how all this stuff started. So all of this stuff started with my wife and I picking up cameras. And I started a YouTube channel. So this was my first YouTube channel. And I'm telling y'all how I developed these skills that I monetize now to be able to work for myself. So it all started with that YouTube channel. It was a fitness YouTube channel. I was into bodybuilding. I was a competitive bodybuilder. Like, I competed in shows and I wanted to document that. I was super passionate about fitness. I would say fitness is my first true passion, and I still love it. I'm honestly obsessed with it. Like, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't able to work out. Like, I really don't know. It's such a big part of me and my life. It's like, to me, it's like brushing my teeth. It's like I have to do it. It's just a part of my routine, right? So I started up a YouTube channel because I was passionate about it. I wanted to share my journey and also help people because I knew that other people probably wanted to make a change with themselves mentally and physically. So I've always loved teaching people things that I've learned and showing them the journey of what I've been through. That's like, honestly, a lot of what I've done, like with my YouTube channels and just this online stuff, is teach. I love to teach people. I started up the YouTube channel. That was in 2016, and I wasn't making a lot of money. I didn't start it to make money, but later on, of course, I found out you can make money from it. But I didn't know anything about sales, really marketing. I didn't have any knowledge in, a lot of the knowledge that I have now when it online marketing, video marketing, all that stuff. So I was making a little bit from AdSense, maybe around $100 a month, if that. But I did a little bit of fitness coaching. That's something that the first way I truly tried to monetize myself was with the fitness coaching. I would sell like workout plans. I would coach people that wanted to get in shape. And I made a little bit of money from that. But like I said, I didn't really know how to market it. I didn't know sales. I didn't know anything about funnels. You know, I didn't know nothing, right? I was just kind of just putting myself out there and just trying stuff that I knew I had knowledge in and I could help someone, but I didn't know how to market that service. So as I was on YouTube for longer, I developed skills that I seen that I could monetize and I could teach people about YouTube, right? I think a little bit after that, I started another channel. I think it was this channel. I have a lot of channels. I probably have about 5, 6 channels. And like I said, I had gathered these skills from starting all these channels. I knew about video. My wife, she was really good at videography. She used to shoot a lot of my workout videos. We knew a lot about cameras. So I started to think of more ways that I could monetize some of the things that I've learned and all these new skills that I had acquired from starting a YouTube channel. So the next big move after that was, obviously I started this channel, but me and my wife, before that, we had started a photography business, right? Like I said, we had been using cameras a lot for the YouTube channel stuff. So we were very familiar with cameras. And we were like, my wife actually brought it to my attention. She was like, we should start doing photography. She was like, we're really good with cameras. We're already using the camera a lot. Why not just start taking pictures of people? Like, we could do that. It shouldn't be too hard. And I was like, man, that's actually a good idea. So we ran with that. We started doing photography, had a lot of good success with that. As you can see, I've talked about it on the channel. We started up a legit business. And once again, that was kind of like that light bulb moment too, of just seeing the potential of what I could do with some of these skills. At the time, that was mainly photography. Like, man, we're making some real money from this. Like, we're making almost as much as we make at our jobs, if not more. So we really started to focus on that, but I started to learn more. I started investing in myself a lot. And then I started up this channel because we had a lot of success with that. Like I said, I love teaching people. I love sharing my journey. So photography was a big part of my life at that point, our lives. I mean, we had a business that we spent a lot of time on. We put a lot of effort into it. So I started to share that journey with this Agent Lark Photo YouTube channel. I really got into that space of, I had seen what was possible. I was learning a lot. I was investing in myself, and I was really trying to learn new skills, and I was trying to really get into multiple streams of revenue, right? So then I got into freelancing, and I started on a platform called Fiverr. I don't know if y'all have heard of that. And I got into that because I watch a lot of educational YouTube videos. I seen somebody talking about it, and they were showing how much they made, and they were just saying how it's not really hard to get into it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a try. That's just the type of person I am. Like, I like trying new things, and I love challenging myself. Like, even with what I'm doing now, it's a challenge for me, and I love that. I love that. It like gives me that motivation and that jolt to just do it. I love a challenge. I need that in my life. I feed off of that, right? So I got into freelancing, and I was like kind of stuck on like, what do I offer, right? And I was like, what do I do now? What do I have skills in now? And that was YouTube, right? I had 2, 3 channels at that point. I knew how YouTube worked. I knew how to grow a channel. I was like, I could teach people what I've done. So that's what I got into. I started offering YouTube services. I started off with channel reviews, just reviewing people's channel, giving them feedback on how they could improve. And then I started to get into coaching. And then I would also offer services as far as like channel management, YouTube thumbnails, SEO optimization, stuff like that. And the freelancing stuff really took off, and it took off really fast. Like, I didn't expect it to take off the way that it did, and it started to bring me in pretty consistent monthly income. Like, I would say within maybe 3 or 4 months, I was already making like $1,000+ per month with just freelancing, right? Offering YouTube services. And I was still, me and my wife were still doing the photography business. I was doing YouTube. I was making money from AdSense. I had got into affiliate marketing, sponsorships, digital products. So around that time, I was really sharpening and honing my skills, and I started to branch out into different things, as you can see. So I had multiple streams of income, and it got to the point where it was like I really looked at the numbers one day and sat down at my computer, and I was like, man, I am making a good amount of money. Like, I'm making probably triple what I make at my job, doing things that I actually like to do and that I enjoy. So after that, I started to invest in myself more. I'm the type of person, when I see something working, I'm just going to go all in as far as learning more about it, investing more into myself. I've invested so much into myself as far as like learning courses and coaches, and it's really helped me get to this point. Pretty much after that, like I said, I just started to learn more skills and double down on all this stuff, and really try to get the most out of it and learn more about it to get better at it. And here I am now, full time working for myself. And I remember sitting down, I've done this multiple times, but I think before I quit, it was maybe 2 weeks before I quit, I sat down with my wife, because I would always update her on how I'm doing with all this stuff, and I would tell her how much I'm making and stuff, and she would be like, that's crazy, that's insane. And I sat down with her. I told her, like, I know I've mentioned working for myself before, because I had mentioned it years before, but I was like, I'm so serious. Like, I want to go all in on myself, because I was tired of just kind of dabbling in these things, right? I wanted to go all in. I had to let go of that fear, because that's the main thing that held me back for so long. Not just with this, but a lot of things that I've done in life. It's just fear. And I think that's something that holds a lot of people back. It's just fear of messing up. It's fear of failure. It's fear of what people will think. Let's be honest, fear of what people will think if you fail. That's something I kind of thought about when we shut down our photography business. There was a part of me that looked at that like I failed, and people see that. But, I shook out of that and realized, like, I didn't fail, because look at me now. I'm full-time working for myself, doing things that I love. But that was a stepping stone to get to where I am now. I learned from that situation. The photography business taught me so much about business, because that was my first business, right? I learned how to get over a lot of my fears as far as talking to people. I'm very introverted. I'm very shy. I would have to talk face to face with people, guide them, direct them during the photo shoot. We would do consultations. We would do in-person consultations. I have to sit across from these people and try to explain to them why they should give me money to do this service. And all that stuff was a challenge, and it was not easy, but I learned so much from that. I learned a lot about social media, sales, marketing. But the point is, it wasn't a failure. It was a stepping stone, and it taught me a lot. I got a little bit off track, but what I was saying about, I sat down with my wife and I told her pretty much, I'm about to go all in. I'm really thinking about this, and we worked through the numbers. I was showing her how much I was making. Like, I had went back months, right? I didn't just judge like a couple months. I'm like, I've consistently been making this much. Like, these are my income streams. And then we went through our expenses, and we seen that, I could do this. I'm making enough money to support my family, pay bills, and I'm making enough to live a comfortable life, right? I'm not trying to be rich. I don't want to be rich, but I want to be comfortable. I want to be able to provide and be able to give my family experiences. That's what I want. And I want freedom to do things on my terms and to do things that I'm passionate about and that gives me purpose. And I wake up and I'm excited to do these things. That's what I want in life. And that's something that I've learned a lot too over the years of like, what do I truly want? I think I talked about this in this previous video. I talked about how I thought I wanted to be a full-time photographer. That isn't what I truly wanted. That wasn't my purpose. But I thought it was. But as I learned more about myself and really sat down and worked through what do I want to achieve? What do I want to be 10 years from now? Like, what type of business do I want to have? That's not photography. That doesn't fit the lifestyle and the goals that I have in my life. So as you can see, a long journey. This is a long video, but it's a lot. It's a lot. It was a lot of downs, a lot of low points during this journey. A lot of times where I thought I couldn't do it. I thought I would never do it. Times where I thought about quitting. Times where I have quit, where I have stopped. Maybe I stopped uploading to YouTube. Maybe I stopped focusing on freelancing. Right? There's been so many ups and downs. And people don't see that. They see the end result. Like, y'all see me now, and you're like, oh, maybe you think that's cool and this and that. But it's like, what I did to get to this point is it's insane. The things that I went through, the money that I've invested, the money that I've lost, the failures, how many times I've failed, how many times I've just been down on myself, like, and feeling stuck. And that's a hard feeling. That sucks. Like, I wanted more. I know that I have it in me, but it's like, how do I pull it out? How do I get to that destination? And just that confusion of being in that point of like, man, I want so much, but I don't know how to get it. I don't know the steps to take. And I think a lot of y'all and a lot of us y'all should be able to relate to that, because I know a lot of people have felt the way that I've felt along this journey. And it's tough when you feel like that, or, you're just not happy with your situation and where you're at in life. That's a tough feeling. And, you may beat yourself up about it. I beat myself up about it for way too long. But it's like, what I should have been doing is just focusing more on trying to get better and developing a plan and just showing up consistently, right? Instead of just being down on myself. To sum this up, how I got to this point is it all started with me just diving in something, right? I didn't know what it would turn out to be. I didn't know exactly how to do it. I didn't know what people would think about me. That was something I thought about when I first started YouTube. Like, what people are going to say? This guy's stupid, weird. What is he doing? But I was willing to put myself out there. And over the years, I've consistently been willing to just keep putting myself out there, experimenting, trying new things, learning new skills. That's how it started. Just the ability to step out into the unknown and not worry about failure, right? And just worried about trying to get better. That's the first step. And then over time, acquiring different types of skills that I knew I could monetize. Some of them I knew I could monetize in the beginning, but there's some that I learned along the way. But acquiring these skills and then getting really good at them. And then once you get good at them, at these skills, it's like, okay, how can I scale to take things to the next level? To start bringing in more consistent money, to have consistent clients. Because that was a game changer for me, right? When I started to sign clients that paid me monthly, right? That's something that I learned. And it's like, okay, now I can kind of see how much money I'm going to be making monthly. Now I have a better idea of my monthly income, and I'm able to not just work with someone one time, but I'm able to lock them in to where they pay me each month. That was a game changer for me and just my overall income. I know this is a long video, y'all. I honestly could make a part two. It probably could be a 4-part series. But I want to leave y'all with this, man. I'm just a normal guy. I am nobody special. Like, if I can do this, you can do it. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I truly, truly mean that. If Adrian Lard can do it, you can do it as well. You just gotta be willing to put yourself out there, man, and bet on your freaking self, man. Bet on yourself. Ask yourself, why not me? I see other people doing it. That's something that I've on this journey I've seen a lot that kept me going is just the fact that I seen other people doing it. And it's like, if they can do it, I can do it. And having that mentality of I am going to do it. And that mentality of I'm up next. I got next. Right? Because I'm tired of watching other people succeed and reach all their goals, and I'm just sitting here just wasting my life away. I know I have it in me. I could do the same thing. I just got to put my head down and I got to work. I got to be willing to outwork everybody. Late nights. I couldn't tell you how many late nights I'm at this computer learning and staying up till 4 in the morning trying to do something or get better at something. Like that type of work. Where I'm not going to go out and have fun. I'm going to get up on this computer and I'm about to do some work. I'm about to find a way to get better because I have a bigger vision. I have a bigger goal. I have something that I'm trying to achieve and it's not going to come to me. I got to put in the work and I got to show up consistently. I'm really getting into this now, but as far as motivational talk, I could talk like that, especially about this topic for hours. So I'm not going to keep y'all too long, man. But like I said, if I can do it, you can do it. And this is a new journey for me. I'm excited to be here. I don't know if you could tell. Not even really nervous because I don't know. I try not to think like that anymore. It's just I know who I am. I know my work ethic. I know I'm going to put in the work, right? And I know that God has a plan for me. I just need to focus on, showing up in my purpose and serving my clients. Everything is going to work itself out. So really not getting in my head too much and just doing the work. Continuing to show up, continuing to do the work. But if you haven't subscribed, man, subscribe to this channel, man. Follow my journey. This is something I'm going to be talking about more. I honestly want to help people do what I've done. Like I said, I love helping people. I love doing new things and then teaching people. Like, I feel like I can get people to this point because I know what you're going through and I know what it takes to get to this point. And hopefully I could do that with some of my content. But thank you so much for watching this video and just listening to me ramble. And just listening to my story, because you didn't have to listen to my story, right? Who am I? I'm just a normal guy, a regular guy, right? I'm nobody special, but you chose to be here, click on this video, and listen to Adrian Lard's story, and that means a lot to me. But I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. If you got value from it, some motivation, anything, drop it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace.